whatever the final velocity of the larger mass was, the smaller mass, instead of being double the velocity, it's root 2 times the velocity of the larger mass. So that's where my intuition went wrong. These two spaceships in these two different scenarios don't have identical experiences. One of them moves more slowly. But I still think it's a compelling line of reasoning. Like when I presented it to smart people, it hasn't persuaded them that you can get 2 joules from one, but at the same time, they weren't able to immediately tell me where I'd gone wrong. You know, I bet I could persuade a few people to invest in a free energy device just by running them through my space lever slide deck. Be a good way to make a bit of money as well. Not that I'd do it, obviously, because, I mean, it'd be a hassle, wouldn't it? Like, I'd have to contact hundreds of investors and chase them all up and keep track of where I was with each one. I need some kind of CRM, basically, you know, a customer relations management, in which case I could use the sponsor of this video, Odoo. Odoo is an all-in-one management platform for entrepreneurs. It's got a whole load of different business applications like invoicing, accounting, project management, and much more to help you manage your entire business. The first application is free for life, including hosting and support. And once you have 2 separate applications, that's when you switch to the paid plan. And of course, their CRM app has all the things you want a CRM to do for your business: track leads, get accurate forecasts, close sales, and so on. You've got this Kanban view, so you can keep track of opportunities by dragging them around like post-it notes from stage to stage. Each opportunity includes all the essential information, and because everything's integrated, sending quotes and scheduling meetings will appear in your other apps. Quotes will sync to the sales app and meetings to your calendar. In other words, get everything in one place, get everything integrated, get more efficient, get more insights, and get more sales. Or in my case, get more investment in my free energy device. Not that I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But if I was, I'd use Odoo. So if you've got a business idea or you want to streamline the business you already have, click the link in the description to check out Odoo today. Just for completeness, by the way, where would the half kilogram mass need to be placed so that the rocket did have the same experience as the 1 kilogram mass that was the same distance from the pivot? If you do the maths, it turns out you're not sending it double the distance, you're sending it root 2 times the distance from the pivot. But it still feels counterintuitive to me. Like, why is it that the force required to hold it down is the same, but the force to get the thing moving is different? I mean, we know why it is, because that's how the physics works. But I suppose my question is, why does my intuition go the other way? Why does my intuition say that if the force is the same to hold a mass stationary against gravity, then the force should be the same to get it to accelerate at some particular rate? Well, I've been thinking about that, and I think this is where it comes from. Suppose I'm holding a mass, maybe it's 1/10 of a kilogram. That means I'm having to apply a force of 1 Newton to hold this thing against gravity. And I know from life experience, like, I don't know the numbers, but just like qualitatively, I know that if I doubled that force, then the thing would accelerate upwards at 10 meters per second, right, at little g. And so when I get a sense of like how hard is it to keep this thing stationary, I have an expectation that if I double that force, then it should accelerate at little g. But when I press down on a lever with a certain force, right, to keep it stationary, and then I double that force, my brain is expecting my hand to accelerate downwards at little g, but it might not, right? It depends what's going on the other side of the lever.